Welcome to Dice with Death, where anyone could die with a roll of the dice. I'm your direct messenger, Ollie Bateman, and joining me again for this week's performative Dungeons & Dragons podcast is Chatty Badger's Jamie Powis.
Looking at the Sky Tower, what a beautiful steeple. I'm glad Quilly doesn't mind that Aark's murdered loads of his people. I'm Aark.
Yes, in the previous episodes of this podcast, we found out that Aark is quite the past with some of the races of Parlay in the solar system, Githyanki and goblins alike. We'll see if you murder any more today, shall we, on the battlefield.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I'm also, of course, joined by We Are Reach's Amy Mallett.
Team R's are tits on their worst behaviour. May the odds be ever in your favour.
Yes!
I actually forgot my R's are tit banner, but I'm going to have one of those football scarves knitted so that I can be like, R's are tit. Great stuff.
Because, of course, in the last episode, Titus so lovingly named the team R's are tit at the Champions Games admin entrance. So, yeah, that's your legacy going forward for every Champion Games. I'm, of course, also joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the one who coined R's a tit in the first place, WhatCulture.com's Adam Wilbourn.
The name's Titus, 1/3 of Team R's a tit. I'm ripped with an ass that just won't quit. If that don't get you horny, well, my sword is moist. Anyway, let's get this Champion Games trophy to hoist.
Oh,
Very
hoist.
nice.
To hoist. Love
Very,
it.
very nice. You said before we recorded that your rhyme was horny, and you literally included the word horny.
Yes. I panicked after tit and thought, what rhymes with that? And I thought, ass that won't quit. And then just went from there, really. Moist, you know. You get the idea.
I'm blushing again, so
Yeah.
it's a bit sexy.
You know it's too sexy when Jamie blushes. Is everybody ready to continue this horny adventure?
Yes.
Am I in the right podcast? Where are we going?
We changed it while you weren't here. It's a really horny podcast now. Sorry.
Okay, I love the idea it's just called a really horny podcast. A really horny D&D podcast. What a niche area of the podcast library that is.
There is a lot of D&D podcasts, but this is without doubt the horniest.
The horniest.
Previously on Dice with Death, as the party marched towards Stadia Concretia, surrounded by guards in purple robes, the gang started to get wary about the amount of attention they were receiving from the crowds cheering in their hundreds of thousands behind them. They were eventually marched up to the Champions entrance, passed their security checks, and entered into the hero zone, but not before a blushing games organizer was taken aback by Zakaiya's half-elven appearance and silver dreadlocks. The newly named trio, known as R's a tit, was met by journalists and Champion Game contestants, all training in a high-spec gym, warming up for the foreseeable 3 days. Titus wasted no time in heading to the chin-up bar before being confronted by the orcish team of Champion Games contestants. Titus mocked the barbarian orcs' chin-ups, but eventually backed off, wishing them good luck in the games. Aark took to training Zakaiya in the art of defense, using the shield he'd gifted her a few days earlier. Zakaiya successfully became proficient with her shield, and even managed to bring the blade of her hand axe to the throat of Aark. Aark was so proud of Zakaiya for completing her training that he brought her in for a big daddy parrot hug, and in doing so, felt a spark of blue arcane energy run between them. He surmised quite easily that the party would always be stronger if they worked together, but something in Aark's soul made him feel like that if they channeled all their energy together, they could unlock some seriously powerful abilities. It was then that a sending spell from the mysterious voice they heard outside the stadium entered their heads and told them to meet in the press area. The gang then met with Aelroth Quillanink, better known as Quilly, who told the party that the manipulator they sought to destroy was located in the Sky Tower of Concretia, a device shaped like a bird bath that harnessed the power of Petro Solidus to manipulate minds. Winning the tournament would get the gang to the Sky Tower to gain access to the manipulator and get them an audience with the Viscount himself, Idu Ra, also known as Dead Dragon. Quilly also mentioned a job that he wanted the gang to complete for him. Rumours of a cult known as the Violet Children had spread across the city, an organisation who wanted to harness the power of the Purple Moon for their own gain. Quilly speculated that Idu Ra was the leader of the Violet Children and asked that if the party came across any information to let him know. Zakaiya became worried that all the attention on the trio would alert the undead loyalists to their presence, and although she was correct in her assumption, Quilly explained that on entering the games, athletes were pardoned of their past crimes, meaning that the gang would be safest in the stadium. Quilly scurried away as regal-sounding horns echoed out in the hero zone. The gang followed the sounds and were greeted by a games master who went through the rules, most notably saying that all contestants needed to get to the victory platforms at the end of each game to qualify. It was then that the Viscount Idu Ra made a minimal appearance on stage before being ushered away. During the team's 30-minute downtime, Titus applied the lube to his sword, Aark did some meditating in the rafters, and Zakaiya nipped to the toilet where she heard mentions of the Sky Tower, wish stones, and a sacrifice from 2 female guards dressed in purple robes. The fanfare sounded off again as the teams were marched out into the stadium and greeted by hundreds of thousands of Purple Moon Festival goers cheering at the top of their lungs. The air horn sounded and Zakaiya and Titus made a dash to the first game room door, while Aark acrobatically taunted towards the crowd hundreds of feet in the sky before diving in after Zakaiya and Titus. And that's where we are now. You close the doors behind you, which muffle the sound of the hundreds of thousands of event attendees in the stadium surrounding you, and you turn to face the room you've entered. It's as dark as a dungeon that you'd find in like a kid's book. You see torchlight that flickers on the thick sandstone walls. You see a door at the other end of the room 60 feet away from you, as well as a rotten wooden crates scattered about the place, some intact, but most broken down. You hear single, irregular droplets of water falling from the 10-foot ceiling and splashing onto the grounds as the reverberation echoes through the chamber. From outside the room, echoing again throughout the gigantic stadium, you hear the voice of the games master commentating on the proceedings and explaining to the crowd the first part of this game. This is the dungeon, an escape room filled with tricks and traps to disarm and dismember anyone who enters. Heed the riddles and they will be safe. Put a foot wrong and they could be buried for eternity. You hear the crowd cheers from hundreds of thousands watching as if they're out for bloodshed and death. What do you do?
Wow, an escape room that can dismember you. Zach, was that how you lost your arm? Just a quick question before we get into this.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Low
Episode
JK,
27, everybody. It's been revealed. Is it lore? Is it canon?
No,
Christ.
sorry, Titus. I wasn't listening. What did you say?
Doesn't matter. What do you reckon we're doing here then?
Well, what are these crates? Some of them look absolutely decimated, but others look intact. Can we do an insight check to see if there's any sign of anything we can interact with in the room?
I impulsively want to Crash Bandicoot off them, but I feel like, maybe check that there's not stuff going on, because there clearly is in this room. What do you reckon, Aark?
We're after some sort of riddle. So if we can spot a riddle somewhere, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, should we all have a look round?
Yeah, should we have a search for riddles?
Let's have a look around, everyone.
That's interesting. Everybody go ahead and make me investigation checks, please. Aark.
13.
Zakaiya.
Modded 20.
Ooh.
Wow.
And Titus.
I normally do rubbish with these, but I got a 15.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. Zakaiya. Modded 20. You look around the room and you see that the sandstone of the stones that are fit together, they're quite deep in their crevices that are joined together. It's not like it's really well crafted cement that's holding them together. It looks like they've been more placed on top of each other rather than secured. The rest of you kind of look around the boxes, and the boxes are just crates. There's nothing inside them, nothing untoward. Most of them are rotten and just broken down. So you don't think that the boxes hold any kind of particular... they're not important within this room, really. It's just setting the scene of a dungeon. But yeah, Zakaiya, you do notice that the stones are set together rather than, say, cemented together.
So can I attempt... Well, actually, I'm not going to attempt that. I'm going to say, Titus, Aark, I think we should... I think we can move these. You guys are stronger than me. Or Titus, this looks like a job for you and your muscles.
Yes.
Hey?
Slightly offended, because there's a car door incident that kind of begs to differ that, to be honest. But okay, whatever.
Titus has no memory of that.
Yeah, no history check on Earth would make Titus remember that he got smacked in the face by a car door.
The concussion that's done it, that's the problem.
Absolutely.
Like it's proper hit him. Cool, right.
So we want to move these stones into sort of... Sorry, Ollie, what's the layout of the room again in terms of getting across it?
So you've got... It looks like you're in an underground sandstone dungeon. It's quite dank. It's quite dark. You've got torchlight all around, like the outside. There's maybe like 12 torches in this place. So it's not super dark in here. Zakaiya can see the room very clearly with her dark vision, but you guys see it as kind of like a dimly lit room. You guys are still... You've investigated, but you're still stood towards where you came in. So you've inspected the walls that are kind of closest to you, and you haven't stepped into the room yet.
Can I have a light hover so I don't touch the floor below me? Because I don't trust you, Ollie. And
booby traps.
Can I just hover over to that kind of wall with all of the blocks in it, just see if I can see a pattern or anything on the blocks themselves?
Yeah, so every wall in here looks the same. It looks all sandstony. So everything that Zakaiya's seen with her modded 20 all looks exactly as she saw it, sandstony. But you hover off the ground, maybe a foot or two, and you hover into the room. And as you move into the room of the dungeon, you start to hear a hissing sound coming from the roof as a purple corporeal cloud enters between the cracks in the stones, creating this perfectly formed, almost thought bubble-like shape in front of you. You see white smoke appear in the cloud, and it spells out a riddle to you all.
Ooh. I love a riddle.
How exciting! Yes.
Was it what gets wetter as it dries?
Is that the Family Guy episode where he's like, what gets wetter as it dries? A towel! And then runs off. You see the riddle in this purple corporeal smoke cloud, written in white smoke. And it says, you shouldn't stand on me at dinner. And you couldn't stand on me if we were colliding. What am I?
What?
Oh.
You shouldn't stand on me at dinner. And you couldn't stand on me if we were colliding. What on earth is that?
What the bloody hell's that?
The corporeal cloud stays in the centre of the room. So it doesn't disappear. So anytime you guys want to reread the riddle, it is there for you.
Well, the only thing I think of immediately, and it doesn't really work for the second half, so I don't think it is that, is, when people say don't stand on ceremony, but then that doesn't work for the second half, really, does it?
You couldn't stand on a ceremony if we were colliding.
Yeah, it doesn't work, so...
No, but that's a good way of thinking about it, though, Titus. I think maybe it's a play on words. Let's try and break it apart. So the first part is, you shouldn't stand on me at dinner. What should you not stand on at dinner?
A plate?
A plate, yep.
You could maybe tectonic plate, but I'm not sure. But
That's what I was thinking. Plates as in, like, colliding plates?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any on any of the walls that are any like symbols or anything?
No symbols at all.
So if there was a brick with a plate on it, we'd be fine. We'd be away now. We'd be out of the room.
Yeah, done it. Completed it, mate.
You see that the purple corporeal smoke cloud with the white writing in it kind of fades and changes, and it says "answer?" ?
Bit pushy, this cloud, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope it's not a time limit.
Titus, you know that there is a time limit on this game.
Oh. I feel like the people outside the stadium, and quite possibly the people listening to this podcast, are probably shouting the answer right now. You didn't stand on me at dinner, and you couldn't stand on me if... How was it worded again, Ollie? If we were colliding.
You shouldn't stand on me at dinner, and you couldn't stand on me if we were colliding. What am I?
If we were colliding, so the two objects like smashing together. So I think plate could be a possibility.
Plate's as good a guess as any. Like an earthquake could chuck you in the air, so you couldn't stand on it. Excuse me, Mr. Cloud. Is the answer plate?
Titus, you speak the word plate towards this cloud. You see the purple cloud dissipate completely, like disappear out of sight. It's gone. There's no hissing coming from the roof anymore. And you hear the sounds of stones moving against other stones as slabs in the floor appear and then become replaced by others in their place. They start to glow, much like your mithril wristbands did when they were attached to you. Mm-hmm. And you see 5 coloured stones in total. And as they pop up, you hear a ding, as in you correctly deciphered the riddle.
Yes!
Yes, Titus! Nice work!
Well, that was a group effort. I didn't come up with plate. I just said don't. I was taking a piss saying don't stand on plates. So it was you who got the tectonic plate side of things, you guys. I mean, let's be honest. What's really the truth? Because we all know that Jamie edits this podcast, so he's just going to put himself in the word going, plate.
Was it?
Yeah, like an Alexa, kind of like a really robotic insertion. What could be the answer?
Yeah.
Plate. Oh, look.
You know, like this is. Have you ever listened to some podcasts and there's like a noticeable change in the audio when the presenter goes to do like an ad read where they go like, they're having a chat with someone and they go, great point, Ollie, but let's talk about Omaha steaks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a really obvious point where Jamie goes, I'm thinking plate. What do you think, guys?
My accent, I go American suddenly. What do you think, guys, about the word plate?
This dungeon is cool, but what about setting up my own website with Squarespace?
I always think back to the Adam Buxton one where he takes the piss out of This American Life, and he's like, how would you feel if someone ate your apple?
With Squarespace, it's like building websites, but it's on a plate for you.
Very nice. That's our connection if we ever got this episode sponsored. Yeah, you hear the ding. You hear the click. You've got it right. The corporeal cloud disappears. You hear the sounds of stones moving against stone as slabs in the floor disappear. They become replaced by others in their place. And they start to glow like the mithril bands that are attached to you. And you see 5 coloured stones in total.
Okay.
1 red, 1 yellow, 1 green, 1 orange, and 1 blue. Another purple cloud appears with the hissing of the gas from the ceiling in the middle of the room, depicting another riddle. This time it says, angry, envious, and sad. Find me, and you'll be glad. Miss me completely, and she'll get mad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. So what was the first part? Is envious... Angry,
envious, and sad. Find me and you'll be glad. Miss me completely and she'll get mad.
Right, so green with envy, surely.
Yeah.
Seeing red, anger. Feeling blue, that's sad. We've got orange and...
Yellow.
What was the other one? Orange and yellow. Find me and you'll be glad. Miss me and you'll be sad.
She'll miss me and
she'll be mad, sorry,
mad.
yes.
The first bit, if we are going down the envy route, the colour route, the first one is it's angry, envious, sad. So that is the colour code for that is like red, green, blue. Just in case that's something that's important. Red, green, blue.
These coloured plates have popped up in the floor, if I didn't make that clear enough, leading to the door at the other end of the room.
So I think we need to
stand on
so
one.
We've got two colours we don't know yet, haven't we? So we've got yellow and orange.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yellow and orange, and we got miss me and you'll be find me and you'll be glad. Miss me and she'll be mad.
Yeah.
So orange, yellow.
Glad.
Could all both like kind of bright, happy colours. So miss me and we'll be sad.
Angry, envious and sad. Find me and you'll be glad. Miss me completely and she'll get mad.
She'll get mad. Who is she? Where did you find her?
Who is she? Who is she? UK Big Brother reference there for our American listeners.
Yes. As glad as an orange, the famous phrase.
Yeah, I didn't think that. Oh, I found an orange and I'm so glad about it. So strange. Yeah, it's the she'll get mad is what's throwing me off, I think. Should we try and press the colour sequence with what we have already, so at least we know that's what we're supposed to do?
Oh, like, what's it called? Simon? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Simon Says.
Simon Says almost, isn't it?
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Oh man, yeah, I don't know if it's stand on the one.
It has to be push because there's not enough of us. So we have to.
Yeah.
So, but then it's so it's either the order, which kind of makes sense, but then it does say last one's they're going to be mad. So maybe we have to just push the one that's glad. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Can we ask the bubble?
Find
Does the
me.
bubble? Does bubble? Do we need to press them in order, bubble, or do we need to stand on the it's just one, Mr. Bubble?
The bubble dissipates and disappears from the room.
I'll go fuck myself, I guess then, huh?
The bubble is our enemy now. It's made 3 very powerful foes this day.
We could try it one way and then try it the other way and just brute force it. But I think if we do that, Titus, you should probably rage.
Oh yeah, it's an idea.
Yeah.
Ollie, once more, Mr. Bubble. Sorry, I know you've gone, but you can still hear me. What was the rhyme again?
The rhyme or the riddle was angry, envious and sad. Find me and you'll be glad. Miss me completely and she'll get mad. And accompanying this bubble, you see plates that have popped up from the floor. One's red, one's yellow, one's green, one's orange, and one is blue.
All I can think is yellow. I don't know. I can't think of anything that would either be. So happiness could be the orange or yellow. The only thing I can think of is orange. Is you can say it's Amber, and it could be a girl's name. But that's very, very, very kind of like reaching.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just trying to.
Isn't it?
I'm going around the route I've gone. So I've got seeing red, anger, green,
that's right.
Green with envy, feeling blue, and then the only other ones I can think. I don't know any. I can't think of any orange related things. The only yellow thing I can think of is like mellow yellow.
I think yellow can be happiness. It is often seen as happiness. I think if I was a betting man, I think I'd go for happiness or glad as yellow. But orange, not a clue what that connotes in that sense, in that context.
Should we just do it?
Can we phone a friend? Have we got any lifelines?
I think you're right, though. Regardless, Ollie, I'm going to rage just in case here.
Yeah, I would rage.
Okay. Titus, not being able to make a decision on this riddle, goes into a rage.
Straps down.
I hate riddles.
I am going to cast Bless on everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So that's an extra D4 on your attacks and saving throws.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the saving throws we're probably going to need. Let's hit the order then. Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's try the sequence because they might do something which lets us know we're on the right path. So, what is it? Envious, angry, envious, and sad. So should we press red first?
That is the start of the riddle, isn't it, Ollie?
That is the start of the riddle.
Let's do it. Go red.
Yep.
Who is standing on red?
I'll stand on red.
Zakaiya, you move forward. You gingerly, maybe anxiously, plant your...
I should let Titus do it. He's bloody ready.
You should have.
Plant your half-elven foot onto the red plate. And it lights up brighter than before. And you hear a...
Ding. Correct. Okay. All right. We might even be able to just work it out, like, 50-50 chance,
That's
boys.
it. 50-50.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next?
And his Envy was next. Green. I'll hop on green.
Yeah.
I bloody
Titus,
love this.
You angrily, in a rage, stroll up to this green plate and plant your feet on the green plate. And you hear a ding.
Oh.
I'm going to go on blue then.
Dabba-dee-dabba-die.
Aark, you hover over to the blue plate. Your talons have not touched the floor yet.
Land.
And you land. You land on the blue plate. And you hear ding. 60 feet ahead of you, on the door, you see a keyhole appear. Ding! Riddle complete.
Oh,
Get
okay.
in.
Oh, dear.
Maybe the whole thing was miss me and she'll be mad, as in we'll face something
Yeah.
if we messed it up. That could be it.
Yeah.
Keyhole? Keyhole. Right. Can I flap a little closer to that keyhole?
You flap closer to the keyhole. You come off of the plate and you hear a...
Oh.
Roll me a
Bollocks.
d4.
Oh,
dear.
no.
Oh no! We couldn't move from them.
No.
1.
A 1.
Yep.
Aark, as you hover towards the keyhole in this door, you hear sandstones lift from the side of the wall, and you see 6 undead corpses appear from the walls of this room. Everybody
my
go
God.
ahead and roll initiative.
Oh no! Okay.
Yes. I'm sorry. Not yes, but I just love fighting.
I think
All
we
these
had
dead
to
corpses.
find me and you'll be glad, miss me and she'll be mad. Maybe we had to like fire an arrow at it or something from where we were standing.
No, I think we just had to. I think probably the bubble might have just given us the next thing if we'd stayed where we were. But I was intrigued by they put that fucking thing there to tempt us. I know what
They
doing.
did. They absolutely did.
Say they, Ollie's put it there. to
I
tempt
love
us,
that
he
you're
knows.
saying they. I love that you're saying they. You actually think this is the champion games that are trying to fuck you guys over.
For those unaware, Ollie is literally dressed as Idu Ra this episode. There you go.
Yeah, it's a blue hoodie, but there we go. Aark, what's your initiative?
22.
22. Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, Zakaiya.
I've actually, I rolled and it didn't roll properly, but it did land on a 20. But I thought that's a bit dodgy because it didn't roll properly. Then I rolled again and it was a 20, and then I rolled again and it was actually a 20. And I'm like, but now I don't believe it, so I'm going to roll fresh. I'm going to roll fresh.
But
generally.
hold on, no, hold on. You rolled the first one and it was cocked, so
But
you
it was
rolled
like-
it a second time
Yeah, and it was a 20.
and a third time, and you got
Yeah.
2 nat 20s.
But I don't know if you guys would genuinely believe me because it didn't.
I
I'm
believe
not-
you. If you
You
got a nat
sure?
20 on your second
Yeah,
roll,
I'll take
you're at
it.
nat 20, girl. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Whew. Let's do
Get
it.
in.
Titus.
Have I ever rolled well for initiative? I got an 8.
I never have. I never, ever have. This is the only time I think I've rolled over 10.
Christ. Okay, Aark, with a 22, you are up, my friend. You see, being the furthest away down in this dungeon, these stone walls come up. You see these corpses come out of the wall. Aark, what do you do?
What do they look like? Are they beefy? Are they like shit munchers? What am I doing?
There's a mix. There's 6 of them in total. 2 of them are shit munchers. 2 of them are big beefy boys, and like 2 in the middle are just your average Joe undead corpses.
Cool. As my action, I'm gonna channel divinity and cast Destroy Undead.
Do read aloud, please.
So I have an ability called Turn Undead, which is, as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a word censoring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it's turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage.
Okay, so...
Destroy Undead, starting at 5th level. When an undead fails its saving throw against your Turn Undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed if its challenge rating is at or below a certain threshold.
Ooh, amazing. So you're casting Turn Undead on these undead zombies?
Yeah. And, and if they're below half or lower, they get destroyed immediately.
Okay.
Get
if
in.
they fail.
If they fail. Aark, 4 of these zombies explode into guts and bones. Just... Yes! They're gone. Like, as soon as they'd stepped out of these, like, stone coffins, they just collapse to the floor, explode in a puddle of guts. And these other 2 big beefy boys save. Aark, that's your action. What else do you want to do?
No, I think I'll be alright. I think I'll end my turn there.
Okay, Zakaiya with a nat 20. You're up next. What are you doing?
Oh my god. Okay, so I've got my arrows of deeper penetration, but I think I'm going to save them, even though these guys are quite beefy. I feel like there's going to be worse that you're going to throw at us, Ollie, during these champion games. So I am...
Me?
Who, me? Little innocent me. So... I am going to... Where are the beefy zombies in relation to Aark and Titus?
So, Aark is at the far end of the dungeon towards like where the door is and the keyhole is. You've got one big beefy boy who's come out of the middle on the right-hand side, and then you've got one who's closest to Aark on the left at the far end.
Can I shout anything, or do I have to wait for my go?
You have to wait for your go. No, what do you want to shout? What do you want to shout?
All I'd say is I don't think we should move from where we're standing.
No, that's what that was exactly what I was thinking. Is what can I cast? I don't want to use a penetration. Good thinking, ads.
Nice.
You cause numbing frost. I might cast one of my 4th level cantrips that I learnt, frostbite, because that range is 60 feet. It can be casted at will. You cause numbing frost to form on one creature that you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Welcome to the party, Zakaiya.
Yeah!
She is getting to grips with all them spells that this plucky little half-elven druid is now emboldened with.
Yes!
Zakaiya, just confirm for me what spell you're casting now.
Frostbite.
Frostbite.
Cantrip.
Oh.
Constitution saving throw coming your way. Are you? I guess you're casting it on the big beefy one in the middle of the dungeon.
Yeah, that would make most sense. Yeah.
Great. That's a fail, my friend.
Yay!
Yes.
Right, 1d6 of... where is my d6 gone? There it is. 1d6 of cold damage, which is a 1. So, not ideal, but anyway. But it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Okay, you've imposed disadvantage upon this zombie. Zakaiya, that's your action. You have movement and a bonus action. What would you like to do?
Don't you try and tempt me off my post. To be honest, I'm trying to save my spell slots, which is why I went for the cantrip. Because I don't think we're in imminent peril quite yet, thanks to Aark's antics.
Zakaiya is getting the most the biggest wink and a nod from Aark ever. Like, Aark looks back through the dungeon, sees Zakaiya cast this frostbite, and yeah, you see Aark nodding in approval as Zakaiya is coming into her own as this spellcaster.
This triggers my daddy issues, boys. Cool. So I'm gonna. Is there any chance as a bonus action I can sort of raise my shield? But to be honest, I don't think I really need to, because they're quite far away, aren't they, Ollie? How far from me and Titus are they?
You don't even need to raise your shield. You're like,
Got you.
if you're casting, what you've set yourself up for, Zakaiya, is you've got your shield in your left hand and you're casting with your right, so you don't need to raise your shield or anything to like gain a better AC. You are just ready with the shield in case anything attacks you.
Gotcha. Cool. In that case, that's my turn, I think.
Okay, Zakaiya, it is the frost-bitten zombies go who you've just frostbitten.
Yep.
Yes, has disadvantage on attacking you. Comes at you for a bite attack, which is a melee attack, so they have disadvantage on this. Kind of strolls up to you, tries to like grab you and put its hands on your shoulders. Oh, Zakaiya, what's your AC?
14.
It gets a 13. It misses completely.
Oh, that shield is there, because my armor class was 12, wasn't it? So that shield saved me there.
Zakaiya, you see this zombie kind of stumble and fall as it like jumps forward to try and get you. You dodge out of the way, but you stay planted on this coloured plate that you're on, and it falls over prone in front of you. That is the second beefy zombie's go, who is further down the dungeon towards Aark. Aark, you see that this beefy zombie comes out of the wall with a javelin and is going to try and throw this javelin directly towards you.
With his arm still attached.
Fuck me, I cannot roll. That's a natural 1. Okay.
Ooh.
This zombie throws this javelin. Aark, it zooms like straight past your head and into the other wall. And you see that the javelin like goes into the wall further than it should do.
Oh.
As if there was already, I don't know, a hole there of some kind.
Oh.
That's the end of the zombies go. Titus, you're up. What are you doing? You're on this plate. You're stood on the red plate, I believe. You're stood on the green envious plate. What are you doing?
So how close am I to either zombie? One of them's at the other end of the room, isn't it? The other one's trying to attack.
You're smack bang in the middle. So you've got Aark ahead of you, maybe 10 feet. You've got Zakaiya behind you, another 10 feet. So you're smack bang in the middle.
I suppose. I mean, I can't. So I couldn't hit anything with a greatsword, could I? Basically, I've only got like 5 foot of reach with that.
Not without moving off of that plate.
But I could chuck a hand axe.
Definitely.
Kratos style, do it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's chuck a hand axe at the one who threw the javelin, because the other one's prone, isn't he? So I don't want to accidentally hit Zach. Yeah, let's chuck a hand axe, which I won't have because that's not moist like my sword. Chuck a hand axe at the one who lobbed a javelin. Then.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay, here we go. Come on. Okay. Oh yeah. Yep. Just double checking because of the dots. That is a 15 to hit.
15 hits. You chuck this hand axe, cleaves straight into the like collarbone and shoulder of this zombie. It goes whooshing, starts moaning and groaning. Roll your damage.
Sorry, I think I've ever got this on a D6. A 6.
A 6.
So that is 10 damage.
10 damage to this big, beefy zombie. You see this axe, like, cuts his collarbone in half and, like, almost severs his arm off. In doing so, Titus, you see that he had another spear in his hand ready to go, and he just drops it on the floor. He's no longer holding any kind of weapons. Titus, is that the end of your go?
No. What I'd like to do is raise my right hand in the air, and then raise my left hand in the air, and then bring them both down. Crotch chop the motherfucker. Because, I'll be honest, I don't think I'm offering a lot to this other than brute force. But yeah, just a little crotch chop to the dickhead. Please.
You crotch chop towards this zombie.
Oh!
He's rather offended that you crotch chop to him. But he's a corpse. He has no feelings and no thoughts. Sorry out there to all the corpses that I've just offended. Back to the top of the round. Aark, it's your go. You have this almost severed-armed zombie to your left, and you have a frostbitten, prone zombie behind you.
Yeah, I haven't done this in ages. I am going to land on the one that's prone in front of Zach and just plunge my short sword into him.
Oh,
nice
lovely.
one.
Attacking a prone creature. Roll with advantage with your sword, please.
Oh dear. I rolled a 15.
Hits.
Lovely.
nice.
That is a 5 damage.
5 damage to this
Nice.
prone zombie. He takes it like a champ. He's been frostbitten. He's on the floor. He's a corpse anyway, so he has no clue what's going on. But you stab down into this corpse on the floor. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
No, I'm just gonna. I think Titus can take care of himself. So no offense to Zach. I think she can very much take care of herself. But he's prone, isn't he? So might as well.
You might as well get an advantage in.
Absolutely.
Zakaiya, that's your go. What are you doing?
I'm going to do the same thing if the zombie's still prone, right?
He's prone right in front of you. You've got the zombie. You've got Aark stood over him. What do you want to do?
Am I close enough to... Is he sort of close enough to me that I can use my hand axe without getting off this button?
100%. Right,
Okay.
right in front of your feet.
Okay, in that case then, I am going to roll to hit with my hand axe.
Okay, roll with advantage. He's, I'm guessing, rather than chucking the hand axe, you're actually just like
Just going to
melee
cleave down.
attacking him.
Yeah, it was just if he was close enough for me not to lose my position, really.
Great. Roll with advantage, please.
1 second. That rolled off my table. Oh, nice. 21.
Hits.
So, hand axe, which I haven't actually used for a while, is... I think it's 1d6 plus 3. I got a 6 as well. Get in. Plus 3.
Yes.
9 damage.
Zakaiya?
Massive cleave.
Zakaiya, finish this zombie.
Yes! So, I haven't got a pun in my head. I have, but it's a terrible one. It's absolutely awful. God. So I was literally just going to, like, slam down, take its head off, clean off, and then say, "How's your head?" I haven't had any complaints.
I mean, it deserves a wow, but the execution was just not there, was it? It's just
No, the commitment wasn't, Ollie. The commitment wasn't. I will be honest. But that was... Oh, God. I was playing with that in my head all the way up. To the kill. We got him. We're taking his head clean off.
Get in.
Guts all over the floor. And then I'll just wipe my hand axe on my on the side of my trouser leg. And turn to Aark and Titus and go, "One down, one to go."
zombie is dead. So it would be that zombie's go, but he's too busy getting head. We move on to the other zombie, who is almost has a decapitated arm, who looks at Aark and is just going to run towards you, Aark, try and grab you and try and bite you.
Cool.
Oh, getting a bit bitey.
Does a 22 hit?
Absolutely does.
Okay. This zombie runs forward, like towards you, tries to grab onto your feathers. He's like pulling out of your feathers, pulling them out of your skin, and bites you for 7 damage.
Ooh, make a dex save.
Okay. Remind me why.
So I have an ability called Wrath of the Storm. You can thunderously rebuke attackers when a creature within 5 feet of you, which you can see, hits you with an attack. You can use the reaction to cause the creature to make a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 2d8 lightning damage or thunder damage, your choice, on a failed save, and half as much on a successful save.
Gets a 12.
Oh, that's not going to do it, unfortunately. D8. Let me get a D8.
You are going to wish you never fuck with Arzatit. I couldn't even remember our own name then. You are going to wish you'd never fuck with Arzatit, Ollie.
To be fair, I thought you were just going to say Aark, but yeah, bringing Arzatit back into the episode, so important for the lore of this campaign, so well done.
It's going to take 9 thunder damage.
9 thunder damage. This zombie explodes into guts and is fully dead.
Yes.
Oh, smells a bit dodgy in here after that, like cooked flesh.
You see singed, cooked flesh splat onto the walls of this sandstone dungeon. Congratulations, you have defeated all of these zombies. Aark, you are furthest away and closest to the door with the keyhole on it. Zakaiya and Titus, you are firmly stood on your plates. What are you doing?
Wow, I guess that whole encounter happened because one of us came off of our button. So,
yes.
Aark, do you need to get back on it?
I think now I'm off it, I can explore a bit.
Yeah, maybe we'll just stay put
maybe.
in case.
Yeah, I think. What I want to do is kind of fluttering over to that javelin. Can I see if there's a kind of a hole there that it's gone into?
Yeah, you see that the javelin has gone into a hole in the wall. The javelin is far too deep within the wall for it to have penetrated this rock, like in the first place.
Can I see any more holes in the wall?
No.
I automatically, when people say like booby trapped tunnel or whatever it may be, automatically go Indiana Jones.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think I should do? Shall I?
I think that's just there to, if we bugger up again or set off another trap, I think you have to roll a d4. So we got undead that time. Next time we could get fucking spikes coming out of the wall and the walls closed.
Snakes.
I just go worst case scenario, basically.
Snakes. Snakes. Yeah, I reckon we'll get something else.
Okay.
Some other kind of booby trap.
I'm a snake.
Can I?
Oh my god.
I'm a snake.
Could I flutter over to the lock and just see what I can see? Like, is it a normal lock? Is there a mechanism in it?
You flutter over to the lock. It looks like a thick, chunky, but corporeal lock that's appeared on the front of the door. Wasn't there before. When the purple cloud disappeared, and when you all stepped on the correct plates, this lock appeared.
Can I, if I look into the lock, can I see like kind of like a cog mechanism, like a lock mechanism, or is it like perfectly smooth for a javelin, for example? What's it look like?
Ooh.
You look into the lock and you see that it's like jagged, like it needs a key.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we can't pick it with a javelin.
Titus has got a good joke.
Go on.
He's going to shout, "Oi, Lloyd Grossman, stop looking through the keyhole and come and stand back on your block."
That is one of the most
Adam.
obscure British ones I think we've had.
Adam, you've
Yeah.
really hit my funny bone because I love Lloyd Grossman so much.
Oh, yeah.
Who lives in a house
Who
like
lives in a
this?
house like
David,
this?
it's over to you.
Lloyd Grossman pasta sauces just kept me going through university. They really did.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the
They were
best.
great.
Yeah.
Good shit.
I've literally got a slow cooker full of that and like vegetables and meatballs and stuff like on the go right now as we
Yeah.
record this podcast. So
Oh, that'd be nice for
Lovely
after.
stuff.
Yeah.
so good, so good.
American listeners, think like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and that's Lloyd Grossman.
What a confusing reference. That's so good.
Oh god. People googling him, going, "He doesn't even look that tough."
Aark, you look into this keyhole. You see that it needs
Okay.
what could be a normal key.
Should I try and pick this lock?
I mean, you've got a big old javelin there. I mean, you must be able to do something with it.
Wow. Note to self for no dice. We need to talk more about Lloyd Grossman's net worth. Jesus Christ, that boy's made a lot of sauces.
Okay.
Jamie's kept him busy, really, hasn't he? Kept him in money throughout uni.
Made a lot of sauce off sauce.
Oh yes.
Made a lot of sauce off sauce. Yeah, I'd have a go with the key. I'd have a go with the javelin. See if we can pick the lock that way. I mean, it's probably not what was intended. Do you think we'll get penalised for cheating though, or trying to? Surely anything goes, right?
I think anything goes, but like once if I step back on the pillar, like the pillar, the plate, what what do we do after that?
Well, maybe
We just
didn't
We're
Titus.
smashing these riddles, so we just complete the riddles. I think we're doing well.
Yeah, maybe Titus is
It's
right.
clear-
Like, if we'd have just stood on them for a little bit longer, we would have got,
We've got a
another
riddle.
riddle maybe.
Okay, go on then.
Let's try it.
I'm gonna land back on that plate.
Aark, you leave the door. You leave the corporeal lock. You hover over to the blue plate. You plant your talons down on it.
Yeah.
You hear a ding,
Oh,
but you don't hear anything else move in the room. You don't see a key appear. You don't see another lock. Nothing else happens. You're just stood on these plates, all lit up, as the ding dissipates in the room.
Can I draw my crossbow? Can I try and shoot an arrow through the keyhole?
You absolutely can if that's what you want to do, yeah.
Give it a whirl. Probably not going to do anything, but I will. Do I need to roll anything for this?
Roll to hit with your crossbow.
It's dexterity, isn't it? Modded 20.
Modded 20.
Wow.
Doing really well today, guys.
Okay.
Dice is
Zakaiya,
good.
you aim your crossbow straight and true. I'm going to say that you would have had to tell Titus and Aark to duck down on these plates because it's a straight line from where you are to the door, but we'll ignore that. That's absolutely fine. Modded 20, you hit the corporeal lock, and the arrow just sails straight through.
Oh.
And
Worth
then
a
you
shout.
and then you hear a as another door in the side of this room opens up, and you see this ghostly, like, skeletal body of a wraith come out of the wall and start screeching at you all. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh my god, is that she? Will she be mad?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, is that she?
Bonjour, madame. Je m'appelle Titus Thunderbastard
Bastard Caligari.
Yeah, you hear a demonic screeching coming from the side of the wall, and as you turn to see, you see a ghostly wraith with its like skeletal-like claws reach out with dark sunken eyes, little to no skin covering its bones, closed in like a dusty and torn cloak. Aark, what did you get?
15.
Zakaiya?
8.
Titus?
18. Finally.
That's good for you.
Yes.
Well done.
Yes, really good.
I have no idea what I'm doing with a wraith, but still.
I think Jamie's little meta mind has a little bit of an idea what's going on here, but here we go. Titus, you are up first in the initiative. Amazingly, you see this wraith come out of the wall. You're still stood on your plate. What do you do?
Try to talk sense into her. Hello there, lady. Could you please... Are you here to give us a riddle? Oh.
Maybe not. So, what are we thinking? What does that mean? Anything we can discern from that?
I don't really know. So she's a ghost. I don't really know what I can do. I feel like if I swing, it's just going to go straight through her. I'm really struggling here, guys.
I'm going to break it to you. You're not really built for a wraith. I'll tell you that now.
Nope.
Low HP, but yeah, resistant to a lot of things. Let's just say.
How close is this wraith to me, Ollie?
It's probably about 10 feet away from you at this point.
I'm laughing because you probably can't even hit it, can you?
We can discuss with Aark, can't we? We can say, Aark, what do we do? Because you've probably fought more of these things than we have. Or have
Actually, canonically, Aark isn't like the most clerical of people, really. He's very much more of a kind of a brawler fighter in his past. But there we go.
More of a people person than a ghost person, I would say.
Like I think you and me, Amy, are all right. Yeah.
I feel like I'm just sort of like everyone's just like get on with it, so we can actually get to the spell casting bit.
You can ready an action.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to ready an action with my greatsword. I'll say, if you're not going to help us, madam, I've been very polite. Don't come any closer. I have a very moist sword. And I'll just ready an action with a greatsword.
You ready your action with the greatsword. Oh, look at that. It's the Wraith's turn. So the Wraith sees you, Titus, ready in action, and jolts forward towards you. You can take your attack now as the Wraith gets within 5 feet of you.
Little translation there for our listeners. Ollie said, you can take your utterly pointless attack now. Yeah, let's
You've ready your... Yeah, great.
Well, swipe down. I feel like the sword, it looks better if it goes, rather than just like stabbing forward. If it goes through her entire body, I think that's more cool looking visually. So yeah, I'll swipe down.
Roll to hit
greatsword.
With your greatsword.
Oh, yeah. Fuck off. No.
What'd you get?
Nat 1, baby.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Titus. Adam, Titus. Fuck. Okay. Titus, you swing down into this wraith, into the sandstone. Titus, you do absolutely no damage to her because you do not hit her, but your sword digs into the sandstone cracks and becomes stuck in between the rocks.
So I think the riddle wasn't if you miss, she'll be mad, but if you miss, you'll be fucked. Didn't rhyme, but I think that was the general consensus.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Fair.
Titus, your broadsword is now stuck in the floor of this dungeon. You have movement and bonus action. Would you like to do anything?
I think we've already done enough. I think just apologise to the Wraith and to my fellow party members.
Like a FIFA apology. Write a letter for wasting its time.
Sorry, everybody.
You apologise profusely. Titus, as this sword hits into the floor of the sandstone, this wraith jolts forward and puts its hands out towards your head, towards your heart in your chest.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of dice he's holding there, brother.
There.
Titus, you take 20 points of necrotic energy as this wraith
Jesus.
tries to drain your life essence out of you. Just mouth wide open, sucking in your soul. You feel weak. You feel drained. You're not exhausted. Nothing's happened to you. You're not like mechanically affected, but you do take 20 points of necrotic damage all at once.
Is that HP? Is that at my HP?
Your HP, yeah.
Can I use, because I never fucking use this,
Yeah.
use Stone's Endurance? At this
Yes.
Read
Thinking.
read Stone's Endurance aloud, please.
I don't know if this works either, because I always forget how it works. As a reaction, reduce damage dealt to you by 1d12 plus 3 once per short rest.
Once per short rest. There's no other
Yes.
condition. You don't have to hit like 1 HP or get knocked down.
Nope.
Roll what you need to roll to reduce the damage.
Yeah, before I buggered up because I thought I used it and it was as a reaction, wasn't it? That's how I messed. I remember just trying to do this before and just completely buggering it up. That's all.
That was it.
Okay. This might be the first.
No, carry on. Ignore me. Carry on.
Okay. Heart and mouth time there for a split second. 1d12 plus 3. Does that doesn't get affected with Jamie's +4 thing, is it? Sorry, I'm just double checking.
And that bless is probably gone by now, I think.
Yeah, bless is definitely
cool.
gone. Yeah.
Okay. 10. So
10.
it's only 10 points of.
That's great. So
That's
Titus,
halved it. Yeah.
you only take 10 points of necrotic damage. This wraith tries to suck the soul out of you, like many women have before, I'm sure. But you resist it. You see like everybody in the room, you turn to see Titus's skin become thicker, become muscular, become veiny, almost like rhino skin, just harden up to resist all of this life-draining energy from leaving his body. That's the end of the Wraith's go. Aark, it's your turn.
Cool. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt. So, a flash of light streaks across toward a creature of your choice within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the creature. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage, thanks to the mystical dim light gathering on the target.
Lovely. So yeah, Aark is granting advantage to everybody who is attacking this Wraith going forward.
If it hits, so that is... Oh, it might not hit. Does a 16 hit?
It absolutely does.
Yeah, cool. So let me roll my damage. So that's 1, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 radiant damage.
9 radiant damage. 9 radiant damage, you say?
Radiant damage.
9 radiant damage, you little bastard. All of that damage is done to that Wraith. Very well done. This guiding bolt appears from you, casting it with your hands. Still with, I imagine, your quarterstaff in your hand, or have you haven't got a shield, so it's just quarterstaff at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, my little walking... Actually, it would be my sword, I think. Probably
your
sword and walking stick at the same time, because
sword and walking stick.
Being very, very nerdy, I can cast spells with both of those because I am a warcaster.
So you see this radiant bolt of energy hit this Wraith, and she screams out again as it takes all of this energy and pain within her. Aark, is that the end of your go?
That is the end of my turn, yeah.
Zakaiya, you're up. What are you doing?
Okay. I'm going to cast Actually, that's a very good point. No one's left their pedestals yet, have they? Yeah, I'm probably not going to move. How far is the wraith away from me?
The wraith is... Let's see, Titus was on the green. You're 10 feet away from it.
Okay, and... I thought about casting...
Sorry, correction. You're 20 foot away from it because Titus was 10 feet away from it, and you're on the plate further back. Zakaiya, you are 20 feet away from this wraith.
Right, and the wraith... both my party members are also in front of me. I'm on the first one, so I can't really do something like Thunder Wave because... Or Ice Knife because I'd risk hurting them. That is a pain in the arse. I might just cast Frostbite again, try and slow it down. Especially that doesn't waste a spell slot either. So, cool. I will cast Frostbite. So it needs to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
It got an 18.
Damn it. Yeah, that's past it. So, yep, nothing else I can do there really.
No damage, no half damage. It's not.
As far as I'm aware, no. On a failed save, the target takes cold damage and has disadvantage. No, doesn't say anything about if it's successful. Yeah.
Zakaiya, you recast this spell that you just cast on a zombie like seconds before, and it fizzles within your hand. And you know you're like Tobey Maguire in the first Spider-Man, where you're like web, and it's just not working. Ice, and nothing is happening. Zakaiya, you have movement and a bonus action.
Am I within touching distance of Aark?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'm just going to use Healing Word in that case on Titus.
Oh, thanks.
Yep, I'm going to... A creature of your choice that you can see, because there's no contact necessary, within range, regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs, so given that Titus is neither, that should be fine. So, wasn't exactly the best though, Titus. Increases by 1d4 for each. Do I cast it at second level? How weak are you, Titus? You lost 10.
I've got a lot of HP still left.
You're quite tanky, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm just going to cast it at first level, so you've got back 5 hit points.
Oh, thanks. There we go.
Zakaiya,
That's my turn.
That's the end of your go. Aark, what are you doing?
Didn't I go before?
Yes, it's Titus's go.
I know what I can do. Because me getting involved in any combat is utterly bloody pointless. Can I just concentrate on getting my sword out of the floor, please, Ollie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can. You can use your action. I'll make you roll an athletics check. You didn't hit anything last time, so you're currently not raging.
Oh, shit. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. Rage... I say it doesn't matter.
Gives you advantage on certain abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to rage to have advantage to get your sword out of the floor, you could do, or you could just do a straight one without the advantage.
No, I don't want to burn through my rages because I don't know how long this is going to last for. So I'll wait a second. I'll wait a beat.
Look at us being all tactical.
Yeah.
You guys, you've come such a long way. This is great. I'm sure the separate WhatsApp group helps as well. Titus.
The things we say about you in there.
Oh, I bet.
DM, more like dick muncher. I'm sorry, Ollie.
Fucking hell. Oh, okay. Well, this is the end of the campaign, everyone. See you next time. My feelings were hurt by one comment, and I'm leaving. Titus, if you want to make Titus, if you want to make an athletics check.
When I do this podcast, Ollie, I'm meant to get away from my workplace. This is taking me back to the YouTube comments all over again.
Fucking hell. Titus, if you want to make an athletics check to get your sword out of the floor, go for it.
Okay. I'm good at this, he says before rolling another fucking nat 1. Okay. Still not that much better. 12.
12. Titus, you loosen the sword, but it doesn't come all the way out.
Okay. There's not much else I can really do, is there? Can I have another yank at the sword? No, that's my main action, I suppose, wasn't it?
That is your main action. Let's think.
Can I just sigh loudly because I know what's about to happen?
You can absolutely sigh loudly.
End turn. There we go.
Titus, you loosen your sword. It does not come out of the floor. It's the Wraith's go. So the Wraith launches forward to try and drain your life force, Titus. Titus, you take 18 points of necrotic damage as this Wraith sucks the living life out of you.
Yikes.
How you looking?
Half health I'm at now, guys. Just a heads up.
Okay.
So I'm still... Don't worry about me too much.
You've got your potions as well, remember?
Yeah, kill this bitch.
You see the Wraith suck more life energy out of you, Titus, and she starts to look slightly healthier than she was previously.
I bloody hate it when bosses do that. That is my one pet peeve in games, when they bloody heal. Only we should have that privilege.
This Wraith screeching and crying out over Titus's body. We move on to Aark. Aark, what are you doing?
How close is the Wraith to me?
The Wraith is right next to Titus, so he's like within 5 feet of him. You are 10 feet from this. Oh no, sorry. No, you're 20 foot away from it.
Cool. Right. I'm going to shout out as Aark and just go, guys, do I need to pop a big gun? Do I need to pop one of the big guns?
I feel like with Titus at half health, possibly. Yeah.
Can I
hope.
Can I move off the plate?
Oh, I don't know. The thing is, he already has. Do you know what I mean? Like his booby trap, the zombies, you would have thought would already have been activated when he did it the first time.
But if it gets rid of the Wraith, I feel like...
Yeah, the Wraith is a bigger
hopefully
problem.
Most of the time we can tackle... Like, we could... At least I could fight other things. I'm utterly pointless in this fight.
Yeah, I think we need to take this bitch down quick, don't we?
So you're going to see my walking stick kind of glowing a little bit at the top. And you're going to see like a little tiny bird just kind of come out of the top of the walking stick. And then you're going to see like 5, 10, 15, 20 birds all kind of pour out, all kind of spectral, all glowing. And they're going to flitter around me within kind of a 15-foot radius. And I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians. So Spirit Guardians,
nice.
You call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you at a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you are good or neutral, their spectral form appears angelic or fey, your choice. They're going to be birds. When you cast this spell, you can designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. So I'm going to pick Zach and Titus. An affected creature's speed is halved in the area. When the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage. So I'm going to pop up this kind of like
How big's the area?
15 foot around me. So
Okay.
I'm going to cast that and I'm going to walk, well, yeah, I'm just going to fly right next to Titus. So he's kind of covered in all these kind of flittering birds around him.
Yeah, you see this tornado of like radiant birds just fluttering around, almost like almost like crows in the film The Crow, you know, just attacking and being like all around, just creating this chaos. Aark, you step off the blue plate. Roll me a d4.
Oh dear. 3.
3. You start to hear stones in the ceiling moving and pulling apart ever so slightly. And then sand starts to fill the dungeon room, pouring in from the ceiling. It's just little bits at the moment. But Aark, you could gather that in a couple of rounds or so that the room would be full of sand.
We're going to the bloody shadow realm, boys. Oh.
Aark, is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Zakaiya, you're up next.
Oh gosh.
What are you doing?
Okay. How far is Titus and Aark away from me?
They are 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, cool. I am going to pop down my bear spirit totem. So this grants me and my allies endurance. So each creature of my choice in the aura gains temporary hit points equal to 5 plus my druid level. So everyone gets a cheeky 9 extra hit points, which is useful for Titus. It affects people within a 30 foot radius, which obviously we're all covered. I can pop it down just in front of me without getting off of the podium. In addition, me and my allies gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws while we're inside this aura. So that's my first point of call. I'm then going to cast Frostbite once again. Fingers crossed this time is the one on the... I was going to say Banshee. On the Wraith.
It's a Banshee, it's a Wraith, it's whatever you want to deem it. It's screaming in front of you, so it might as well be a Banshee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Frostbite, let's do it. Oh, you have to roll your Constitution, don't you? Sorry, Ollie, that's me.
19.
Oh, this thing is so conty. On a failed save, obviously that's when action happens. So on a successful save, nothing happens.
Frostbite does nothing. Again,
no ice.
You plant this spirit totem around your allies, around everybody in the room, granting this healing power of the forest, the druidic forest that you hail from. You beef everybody up, you give them temporary hit points, and your frostbite just fizzles in your hand again. You can't quite get to grips with why it's not working and why you can't attack this Wraith/Banshee. Great work there, Zakaiya. And we go to the top of the round again.
Yep.
Titus, you're up. What are you doing?
I've never hated being first more. Told me, I'm like, yeah, let's take someone's head off. I'm just concentrating on getting this sword out of the floor. There's sand pouring in, but I don't think there's anything I can really do. No, that's a bad idea. What's it look like where the sand's pouring in? Is it a big hole, or is it... How big's the hole, basically?
So all the stones in the ceiling have, like, moved parallel to each other. So there's not one big hole where all the sand's coming in. It's like little cracks. But it's on every ridge of every block. So you are just getting rained on by sand.
I was going to say, there's no point in me trying to, like, block the hole with the javelin or something, because there's so many holes. Yeah, I'll just concentrate on getting the sword out of the floor then, I suppose.
Roll an athletics check, please.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. 17.
You pull the sword out of the floor. You now have it back in your hands. You have movement and bonus action.
Well, I'm not moving. That's for sure. Do I want to pop a health potion yet? No, I've got.
You've got your extra 9 hit points as well. Yep.
Yeah. I'll make a sandcastle, please, Ollie.
Okay, you use a bonus action to make a sandcastle. The Wraith is going to roll an intimidation check to see if it's scared of your sandcastle. Oh, look, no, it's
Come
not.
on.
No, it's not.
Could you imagine if it was?
What would genuine question? What would the Wraith have had to have rolled to be scared of my sandcastle? 1.
Oh, yeah, nat 1.
Yeah. Okay. Worth a shot though.
Worth a shot. Some sandcastles are scary, I'm sure. Not in this
next
case.
one, I'm going to make turrets.
Titus, that's the end of your go. It is the Wraith's go. And the Wraith needs to do what, Jamie?
Has to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 19.
It passes, but it's still going to take a little bit of damage.
Damn it.
Okay.
So
These are all these spectral birds, correct,
Yeah.
around you? These, spirit guardians.
Oh, hello. So it would have taken 18 radiant damage, but it's half now.
Because it passed
Yeah.
on the saving throw.
Yeah.
It would have taken 17, did you say?
Did I say? I think I said 18, didn't I? We'll take it.
Oh, if
Yeah,
you said 18,
so it's going to be
18.
5, 9 radiant damage.
9 radiant damage. Okay. Lovely. That's because it started its go in the spectral birds that are flying around. Aark, this banshee / wraith is very butthurt that you've started causing damage to her. So she is going to try and drain the life out of you as well.
Cool.
Get in. Sorry. Just. It's getting very samey over here.
Aark does a 23 hit.
It absolutely does.
Okay. Aark, you take 19 points of necrotic damage.
Thank you for those temporary hit points.
You're welcome. Damn.
You hear this banshee rear up as it's being surrounded by all these birds, like swatting in the way. Swatting again, and then gets in towards you, just puts its hands on the side of your beaky face and just try to suck the life force from your soul through your skull.
I'm going to go, make it. Make a dex save.
That is 14.
Ooh, you are going to take...
Like this.
You are going to take 15 lightning damage.
Okay,
Wow.
15 lightning damage. That's going to be half to 8.
Okay.
Resistant to lightning damage, as you now find out, as this lightning strikes onto this wraith. This wraith is looking hurt.
Cool.
Yes.
Nice.
This lightning strike just appears out of nowhere through all these birds. Starts like you see like the only flesh that's left on this bony skeletal woman is just fried off. We did Titus, then we did the Wraith. Now Aark, it's your actual go.
Cool. For my action, I'm going to take the dodge action. And you're going to see all of my kind of spectral birds kind of just above this wraith kind of part. And I'm going to bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. Okay.
So, Spiritual Weapon, hold on.
So Spirit Guardians is that concentration?
It is concentration. Spiritual Weapon isn't concentration.
Isn't concentration. That's interesting. Okay.
So, you create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration, or until you cast this spell again. When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature you see within 5 feet of the weapon. On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet of it. The weapon can take whatever form you choose. So I'm going to make it look like, I don't know, a proton pack from Ghostbusters.
Very nice. Very
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
So
Lovely
I'm going to
stuff.
make an attack roll. Does a 19 hit?
100%.
Okay, and then I throw in the d8. That's a 4. Plus, what's my spell? That is 8 force damage.
8 force damage. Okay, is the Wraith pushed back at all, or it's just force damage?
No, it just takes a big old smack with it.
Okay. You are hurting this Wraith.
This is, I was excited everyone. This is my big gun, guys. This is it.
Yes.
Go for
This is
it.
the big gun. Aark, we move away from you. Zakaiya, it is your go.
Right. So how's the Wraith looking now?
The Wraith is looking hurt. The Wraith is... Let's say the Wraith is bloodied at this point, which, if listeners have forgotten, is below half health.
Whereabouts is Titus right now? He's still on his button, isn't he?
Yep.
In front of me. Okay. Is the Banshee sort of off to the side with Aark? Or are they still sort of directly in a line in front of me?
They're not, like... Yeah. The Wraith is within 5 feet of Titus. Aark, you moved off of your button.
Yeah.
Which is why the sound came in, and you're within 5 feet of it as well because of your spectral thingies and all that stuff. So they're all clustered together. They're all within 5 feet of each other. Tell me what you want to do, and I'll see if I can help you miss somebody.
Well, it's a bit of a risk, but I feel like it's the kind of risk I'm gonna try and take, because basically, if I cast Ice Knife, I fling a shard of ice at a creature within range. That creature, if it hits, that target takes 1d10 piercing damage. Then the shard explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. And
Yep.
I think from where I'm seeing it in my head, Aark is the only one within 5 feet of it.
They're both within 5 feet of it. Like, they're
Damn,
both
okay.
super close. So
I'm not
if
gonna
you
risk
did
it.
that, you would definitely hit the Wraith, the
Yep.
Banshee. But Titus and Aark would have to make saving throws.
Yep. Same thing goes for Thunderwave as well. It's just a bit risky. Because if I try that... Yeah, guys
you
would have to...
you can shout to the party if you want. You can talk amongst yourselves during this battle. Like, there's no reason you can't talk to each other. You're all in the same room.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, if only the Bear Spirit token gives us a strength advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, but not on Constitution or Dex, which is what both of those spells are. So it's a bit of a bummer. I feel like I've picked the wrong totem. I'm going to go for Frostbite one more time. Third time lucky.
Come on.
Okay.
Can you roll a Constitution saving throw for me all?
Zakaiya,
Come on.
that's a natural 1.
Yes! Yes! I'm so glad I tried that one more time.
Natural 1, Zakaiya, which means your damage is going to be doubled.
Oh, yes. Okay. So just double what I got on the roll. Don't do another roll.
So what is your normal
It's what-
damage?
one-
It's a roll
1d6.
plus your mod. Oh, it's just 1d6, no pluses.
No.
Just 1d6 for frostbite.
Just 1d6
that's it.
and then disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll. That's
Okay,
the other
great.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rolled. Hold on. How do we normally do this?
I was just thinking just double what I got, but
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
yeah, because I got a 4. So double
Great.
that, 8. 8 damage and
Nice.
disadvantage on your next weapon attack roll.
Okay.
Get in,
What type
finally.
of damage is that? Is that cold damage?
Cold damage.
Okay. Unfortunately, that damage is half to 4.
Okay.
But nonetheless,
Pissed on my
your
chips a bit there.
frostbite is starting to, like, it's working.
Yes.
It's going.
Yes. Okay.
Zakaiya's at the end of your go.
Yes, I wish I knew what rates were weak to. Yep.
Everything. Oh, sorry. No. They're resistant to everything.
Nothing.
They're also immune to a few things. So do be careful with that one. Titus, it's your go.
Well, I mean, what's the point? Can I hide?
In his sandcastle, which is now like 3 feet tall.
Can you hide? Titus, you could definitely hide if you wanted to. You would be coming off of the button. The Wraith is currently distracted.
No. Anything button related, I'm out straight away. I don't know, because I don't know whether it's like you're all, you're off the buttons, which means you can all move about, or every time you step off a button it triggers something, in which case we could have sand pouring in and undead zombies and a fucking Wraith to deal with. So I'm not risking it.
Just to clarify, now that we're back to the top of the round with Titus, the sand is like just below your knees. In fact, Titus, it's just below your knees, but Aark and Zakaiya, it's like nearly up to your waist. So
Shit, that's going to start to restrict movement.
At the end of this round, you will be moving within difficult terrain, which will half your speed. Titus, what are you doing?
I've never felt more useless in this game. Headbutt the Wraith. I don't want to risk digging my sword in, so just have some of that. Great.
You can headbutt the Wraith if you want. You can use your head. You can use your sword. I mean, your sword does do more damage, so I would probably use your sword.
No, I'm just well, and then I suppose it didn't actually hit it. Yeah, let's swing with this greatsword. Bollocks to it. I don't think it does anything, but let's try.
Great, roll to hit.
What? Why now? Nat 20. That is mad.
Nat 20.
So I've had a Nat 1 and a Nat 20 with this great sword. Amazing.
Titus, roll your damage, double it.
Wow, I was definitely going to get hot. Okay. Okay. It's gone on the floor, everyone. It's okay. Still good. 14 damage.
14 damage, okay. Titus, that is half to 7 damage.
I thought so.
Still damage. Damage is damage, and that's 7. That's a lot.
The Wraith is looking very hurt right now. Like super, super, super hurt.
Get in.
Titus, is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm good. I'm genuinely surprised I've been able to do anything, so I'm just happy to be here.
Titus, you swing down into this Wraith. You hear it screech and cry out. It sounds like it's in pain. Like, even though it was screeching before, like you thought it was in control of, how it was feeling, how it was sounding. It now sounds like it's a bit out of control. That is the Wraith's go. And the Wraith turns towards Zakaiya.
And makes a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it does.
Got a wisdom. Got an 11.
That unfortunately takes full damage. So
please.
3, 6. That's 9. 11 radiant damage.
11 radiant damage.
Kiss you, Jamie.
Aark. This Wraith is on the garden path to Death's Door. You see the dusty cloak on this Wraith is like tattered and falling off now. You've hit it so many times with a sword, with ice, with magic. It's just, its bones and sinew are staying together only through like sheer will at this point. So the Wraith is now going to move towards Zakaiya.
Mm-hmm. Bring it on.
What's the speed of the Wraith?
The Wraith's speed is 60 feet.
Okay. Cool.
So it gets out of your spectral thing.
Yeah, it can only go 45 feet though, max, because it's the speed is halved in my my birds.
I really love those birds.
The Wraith gets up to Zakaiya and drains the life out of her.
I mean, thanks, guys. I feel like he's more angry now because of how long it took to get there.
Zakaiya, does 21 hit?
Of course it does.
Okay.
No. That Wraith be pissed.
Wow. Okay. Zakaiya, you take 24 points of necrotic damage.
Ah!
How are you looking?
14.
This wraith grabs the side of your head, and you feel your eyes kind of open so wide as she just envelops all or most of your life energy out of your body.
Does that mean that bitch just got healed for 14 points of damage?
You don't feel like... Roll an insight check. Anybody who wants to roll an insight check, roll an insight check.
I'll do it, bollocks.
Oh, I've done it. But yeah, you go, Titus. What did you get?
I only got a 10.
Zakaiya?
I got 21.
Aark, just in case for shits and giggles.
I rolled a nat 1, so I'm happy I got that out of the way.
Okay.
Blissfully ignorant.
Cooking them dice. Zakaiya, with a 21, you notice that the wraith, being as low, being as bloodied as she is, can no longer heal herself.
Get in.
Nice. Okay. All right. Cool. Who's go next?
Aark, you're up.
How far away is she from me?
She moved... Let's see, you were... 30.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to fly right next to her again. So she's going to be surrounded by all of my my birds again. I'm going to bonus action move my spiritual weapon 20 foot. So I can't quite get to her, but I'm going to move it slightly closer to her. And then I am just going to take a swing with my short sword.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit.
That is 11.
Misses.
Oh.
On this occasion, you swing across with your sword. You move your spectral weapon closer, but not close enough to get at this banshee. And yeah, you miss with your sword, swinging down into the floor. Not getting stuck like Titus did, but swinging down into the sandstone floor. Aark, is there anything else you can do? I think you've used everything.
That's everything. That's literally everything I can do.
Zakaiya, you're up. What are you doing?
Can I use... It's quite close to me now, isn't it?
Within 5 feet of you, like right up in your grill.
Right in my grill. Can you use a cantrip? You can use Shillelagh and attack with it the same turn, can't you? Or can you not?
Shillelagh is a bonus action, I believe.
Bonus cantrip, yeah.
Yep. So you can use that bonus action to make a weapon magical, and then use your action to use that magical weapon.
Got you. So I will use the bonus cantrip Shillelagh. So the wood of a club or quarterstaff you are holding. In my case, it's the wooden handle of my my sort of hand axe. Is imbued with nature's power. For the duration, you can use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack, and damage rolls of melee attacks using that weapon, and the weapon's damage die becomes a d8. The weapon also becomes magical if it isn't already. The spell ends if you cast it again, or if you let go of the weapon. So I've cast Shillelagh. My weapon is now 1d8 plus 4. So that's good. And then, is that added to what it already was? Or has it just become 1d8 plus 4?
It becomes 1d8
1d8 plus 4. That's what I thought it would. Okay, cool. So yeah, 1d8 plus 4. I'll roll to hit.
Okay.
And I can use wisdom, spellcasting modifier, rather than strength.
That's right.
I'm getting it. Oh, yes! Oh, that's good. 22. 22 hit?
22 hits.
Yes.
Okay, so 1d8 plus 4.
Plus 4. Okay, Zakaiya, in this instance, this wraith has 6 HP remaining. You've already got the plus 4, so you literally need to roll 2 on the dice, and this banshee's done.
Mwah,
Come on.
Come on. I got 2.
Yay!
Holy fuck. Oh no.
Zakaiya,
Yes!
finish this wraith.
I'm gonna yell, "Sorry for ghosting you, bitch!" Slash it across the face.
Wow!
Yes.
Cool, that was good.
Zakaiya, you slash your hand axe across this bitch's face. And in doing so, you completely cave her skull in. It just breaks. You see this hovering wraith who's screeching at you all this time, doing all this damage and sucking the life energy out of all of you, just like the magic around this being just dissipates, and you see the bones and the cape just fall to the floor in a dusty, dank mess.
Thank God.
That
You are all
was horrible.
out of combat.
Guys, I want out of here, and I want out of here now.
Yeah.
What now?
What was the riddle again? So we've got the first bit. The last bit was...
As you're all discussing this, you look towards the back of the room and you see that the corporeal lock completely disappears, and you hear a door go click and open ajar.
Oh. Was that it? Did we do it?
I'm going to fly towards that door and see if it opens.
It opens.
Cool.
As soon as you push on it, you hear the hundreds of thousands of people all around you. Like in the stadium, you hear all the crowds cheering and just all the sounds of what you heard outside in the stadium that you couldn't hear in this room. Yeah, Aark, you've got this jar of door and you can hear all these sounds.
I got really confused then. I was about to say, who opened the jar?
When is a door not a door?
When it's a jar!
Oh, wow.
Should we finish this shit off? Should we,
Yep, let's go. Let's get to that platform. Now.
All of us have to stand on it. I've remembered that part.
All of us have to get on that platform.
Cool. So I am, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to smack open that door with my spiritual weapon to kind of make a bit of an exit.
Nice.
Boom! You bust it open. It just boom, like
Yes.
off its hinges, cascades onto the floor. You hear the crowd. Yeah,
Give the punters a show.
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
someone has been watching Gladiator recently. Win the crowd and you will win your freedom.
Cool. I'm going to fly out of that door.
Aark, you fly out of the door. Are you flying straight up? What are you doing?
Yeah, go on then. I'll fly straight up.
Okay, you fly straight up and boom,
Oh.
you hit your head on a glass ceiling. You look around you and you see that there is another room ahead of you through a glass corridor to the second game of the day.
Oh, my God.
I thought this was all three of them.
I didn't think it was all three of them, but I thought we'd get a chance to rest in between.
Yep.
Cool.
We have a nap in the corridor.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a break, like an intermission, for us to have a little rest.
Well, I'm glad
or
I
like a
didn't
short
rage
rest.
so much.
Yeah. So you got to save something, haven't you?
Yeah.
Aark, Aark, you hit your head and your vision goes blurry for a second, and you kind of float back down to this glass corridor that separates the first game room to the second game room. And you see all around you in the stadium people like cheering and jeering and pyrotechnics going off and just people enjoying the games. You see, as you come out, a banner with all of your faces on it, with Team Arzatit emblazoned on this like banner that falls from the stadium. Aark, roll me a perception check.
That is... That's an 8.
That's an 8, okay. Even with an 8 and seeing this thing off in the distance, you see underneath the banner as it drops and reveals all of your faces and your team name that you guys are currently in 5th place in this game. You see that 4 other teams have completed this game before you and are already in the second room.
Oh, we need to be speedy.
5th out of how
Anybody
many?
else?
Sorry.
8, I think.
out of 8 teams in total.
Okay, thought so, yeah.
Anybody else that wants to make me a perception check right now can do.
I'll give it a whirl. 21. Got some very good rolls tonight. My God, I haven't rolled this good in ages.
I got 12.
Titus, what did you get? You got
12.
12. Okay, 12 doesn't matter. Zakaiya, you you exit out of this room into the glass corridor. You see Aark hover down to the floor, and you take a second to look around the stadium at all these people cheering you on. All these people who, a few hours ago didn't know your name, didn't know you existed, wouldn't have even given you maybe because you're a half-elf, they would have given you a second look, but wouldn't have paid you too much attention. Now you're getting all this, love and appraise just for doing what you've been doing with your adventuring companions for the last 11 days. And I have checked, everybody listening, it's only been 11 days that these guys have been together.
Wow.
Zakaiya, you look out into the stadium, and maybe on, I want to say, the 4th or 5th tier of this stadium, bearing in mind this stadium holds hundreds of thousands of people, it's 10, 15, 20 stories tall. You see the royal box. The box where planetary officials, where leaders of governments and parties are allowed in as VIPs to watch the game. And you see various kinds of races and people and dignitaries and all just in this VIP box, eating, vol au vents and having champagne, and it's a real, the rich, the powerful. These are the people that have paid top dollar, thousands of gold, just maybe even hundreds of thousands of gold, just to get into this event. And Zakaiya, you see with your keen elven eyesight elves. Elves who you've never seen before in your life, but elves that wear the colours of Een, your home planet, Titus's home planet. Aark's home planet. You also see just to the left of them a woman in a bright jade green dress, sparkling, looks absolutely stunning. She's got grey skin and she's wearing a crown on her head. And just to the left of that, Zakaiya, you see what looks like an admiral's uniform. And in that admiral's uniform is a very well-pressed and dressed, very old-looking Aarakocran gentleman.
Fuck.
Do I recognise him? I do, don't I? Straight away. Oh no, actually, I don't, because I've never seen him in person. I only know of Aark's story of him. I don't know what he looks like, do I?
You don't.
No. Okay, so Zach would not have recollection of him. Okay.
But these are the people that you see in that VIP box. So far, Zakaiya, you're the only person that's seen them.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think the elves would probably get my attention the most, because it's very rare that you see elves, like Bansp and Rappel said. Elves don't come along very often and get involved in the games. So, I think that really catches Zach's eye, that there are elves who look like her, or at least a little bit like her there. She's going to say nothing to the team for the time being.
Oh.
And that's where we'll end our session.
Oh.
Bloody hell, guys.
That was
Do you know
really
what?
good.
Do you know what? I had all 3 games planned out for this episode. And
Yes.
do you know what? Wraiths just take time. They're
Yep.
such an absolute fuckery of a monster. But you guys did great. You got through the first game. And yeah, Zakaiya has noticed some people and has not told the party just yet. But we'll see if we can find out in the next episode of Dice with Death. Thank you so much to my players, Jamie, Amy, and Adam, for coming through and playing another episode as we normally do as Aark, Zakaiya, and Titus. If you're listening to this podcast, you should subscribe. You should subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. You can now leave us a 5-star review on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts or iTunes or whatever you want to call it. So please go ahead and do that. It really, really does help us out. Any plugs from anyone? I realise that I never really asked this, but like any plugs from anybody?
I mean, to be honest, it's been such a manic Christmas, like winter period in my new job that I don't really have any side hustle stuff going on at the moment. So I just kind of had to leave it in just like permanent hiatus ever since I started with Netflix. So yeah, I hopefully in the next few months, as me and Jamie were discussing earlier, like I'd like to get my podcast up and going, and then I'll have something to plug again. Get back on the old poddy horse. But,
Absolutely.
I think I've been getting my fix so much with you guys and enjoying it so much with you guys. So
For the time being, go back and listen to My Game Fiction Addiction with Amy Mallett. She does a great, it's like a games writing podcast. I've been on it.
Listen to me and Ollie. I was going to say, me and Ollie did an episode together on Shadow of the Colossus, which is one of the best games, one of my favourite games of all time.
It was
we
great
talk
chatting to you about it.
Yeah, it was really good. What did we speak about? We spoke about how much the horse was over it. How I can't even remember. So we talked about sort of like Wanda installing a maiden roof rack to carry his beloved.
we talk about it all. But yeah, go check out My Game Fiction Addiction. Adam, have you got anything to plug?
Yeah, I feel like the Venn diagram of D&D people and wrestling fans are pretty tight. Like, it's just nerd stuff in it. So if you like wrestling, What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, you'll see we're kind of at the top of the charts normally. You'll spot us. But yeah, we do reviews of shows across the spectrum: WWE, AEW, that sort of thing, pay-per-views, premium live events,
As they're now known, yes.
Yeah. We also have roundtable discussions, stuff like that. We're on the road to WrestleMania, basically. If you're going to get back into wrestling, now's the time to do it. Yeah, so just search What Culture Wrestling wherever you get your podcast from.
Jamie, anything from you to plug, please?
I'm going to plug my wife's podcast. So
yes, I knew you'd do this. Great. Plug it.
I was really hoping he was going to say nothing to plug. No, I'm good.
Their wife's podcast, a dopamine kick with Shell and Sparky. They basically do like really nice little self-help kind of inspirational podcasts around certain topics. So Shell's very much a science person, so she gives the science behind all the studies and stuff she mentions. I think the one that you might be listening to when this comes out is she's done one about negative thoughts, which is really, really interesting, actually.
I think I find that really interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So, yeah, have a listen wherever you get your podcasts.
I listen to it every single Sunday, and it genuinely does, like, reaffirm and reset my week, like, just going into it with better habits and stuff. So, yeah, please check out A Dopamine Kick. Please check out My Game Fiction Addiction, and please check out everything on whatculture.com. Not
Ollie,
that we need to plug it.
Have you got anything to plug?
Yeah.
You got anything to plug, Ollie?
Just this podcast. Just that, like, honestly, please tell everybody about this podcast. We have so much fun putting it together, and we want everybody, not just the people who join us on Twitter, but everybody else to, like, come and enjoy this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all from me. Jamie, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Jamu1987.
Amy, where can people find you on social media?
On the old Twitter, at Amy_Mallett.
And Adam Wilbourn, where can people find you on the social media?
You can find me everywhere on social media at Adam Wilbourn.
And you know what? I've never done this before, which doesn't really make any sense. But you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at dead_8. DEAD_EIGHT. Come follow me. Come have a chat.
He's the
about
man
some
you want to
D&D.
follow. He's the man with the answers. He's the man with the
true.
world.
That's true. Come talk to me about this shit.
It's all right, listeners. I'll bleep that out. Don't worry.
And cut here. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Dice with Death. Say bye, guys.
Bye.